Okay, bet. Like, try again, y'all. Okay, everyone's starting to come in. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. You guys already know how it goes.
Can you hear me, son?
I can hear you. Looks like it's coming in. We've got Charlie in the house here in a sec.
Okay. Hey, Charlie.
Hi.
Hey, girl. We haven't met, I don't think, but I'm Cindy.
Oh, nice to meet you. I like forget who I've met because I'm like always talking to your mom and like she's always like, say hi to this person and this person.
Yes, no, you probably have seen Salia and Jeremy for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
We talked on the phone. We talked on the phone, and my camera's not working today. I'm like in the process of moving, so next time you guys will definitely see my face. But yeah, we definitely talked.
Dear. Bev, no FaceTime for you today? Hold on a second. I'm sending Abby.
Good morning.
Oh, is Henri in the house?
Hi.
Henri's in the meeting. He's not in the house.
Loves it.
But don't fret. We just pulled up.
Are we going to be indoors at one point?
Oh, I love it. Love it, Henri.
Actually, do I have a story to tell? But so does Anne. So does Marco. So
Seriously.
But actually, Anne has a lot of stories to tell.
let me pop my AirPods in really quickly.
No, where's your camera? Okay, Abby, should we enter the room? Admit.
It's so funny. I just passed y'all's house and I was like, should I go pick up my mics?
Abby, I love your look.
Abby looks so cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you, Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks
honor.
for letting me crash y'all's book club. I've been like wanting to do a book club for like a year now. So
Love
No, but
it.
the same.
Oh my God, we got Mariah in the house.
Good morning,
What is up?
sunshine.
Good evening, everyone. I think we're waiting for.
Do we have our drinks?
Does everyone have a little cocktail? A little.
No, but my
Cocktail
edible's
or
gonna hit in like
mocktail?
10 minutes.
The what?
My edible's gonna hit in like 10 minutes.
Oh, Abby.
I hope we're talking about edible arrangements because this is monitored and recorded live.
On a recorded line. I know.
Just waiting for everyone. I think what we're waiting on Jamie-gins.
Well, Jamie's
Yeah.
taking the test.
Oh, she's taking a test? Ooh.
Yeah, she'll be in like 5 or 10 minutes. She's almost done.
Okay, bet.
Oh my God. Hello, Mariah. It's so nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Admits. Okay, Jamie's on right now.
Okay. Alexa, turn on lights.
Henry in your bougie ass apartment. You got like a Jarvis for an apartment.
Jordan.
I'm
Abby, I'm actually
I
really
finally
excited for this
finished.
edible to hit because I'm like your demeanor is gonna be like.
I'm really not that different, believe it or not. When
I love how chill you look, Abby. Like you're just vibing.
Hey,
You're like, it hit.
I'm in
No,
that,
I'm like, I had to take a bite
dinner
of it.
glow.
Oh yeah.
I just ate.
That's smart to eat before because.
so
Unless
I'm
you end up
actually
like
gonna
me,
switch
eating
this
now.
to my laptop
Dude,
really
same.
quickly.
Got some froyo here. So
That's
Oh,
my dessert.
period.
I
Sweet
just
frog.
ordered.
but what do you want?
I said I just ordered Panera. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Where's Bev?
She's not on camera, but she's here.
Okay.
Hello?
I feel like
Y'all hear me?
get your iPhone
Hey,
camera.
Saul.
Okay,
Make
Andre,
sure-
did you say you had an idea of how you wanted to go? Like
Oh, morning,
popcorn
afternoon.
style.
Oh, for what we talked about last meeting.
Speaking of popcorn, Saya Orville.
I know. I was like, Saya, are you like advertising for them or what?
Hold on, I'm trying to join on my computer.
You
I
know,
tried to do that too, but it says every time I put the meeting password in, it
we
says
can't afford that right
incorrect.
now. So
Simply cannot.
Join a meeting ID or personal link name.
But you're
Can't
in
I
the
just,
meeting.
like, yeah, but I'm on the meeting on my phone, which is kind of confusing.
I'm like, let's everyone
I
gather.
tried that and it was not working, so I'm on my computer now.
interesting.
Y'all, was it chapter
Like-
15 that had you guys like?
Is that the chapter with the camera?
Chapter 19.
No.
Yeah, the end of
Oh,
the end of that
Annie.
one had me laughing out loud.
No,
It said she likes her husband watching her fuck other men. I was like, oh,
Oh yeah.
When I tell you,
Yeah.
I know. I was like,
I was not ready.
listen,
you know what? You know what?
Did I just hear Bev's laugh?
Because I was like, baby Cynthia, she on a different level.
okay.
We'll let Andre get his life together and then we can dissect. I'm gonna find some really cool, funny, stupid pictures for murder mystery.
For your background.
Yes, duh.
Oh my god, wait. Charlie is in here. Hello, babes.
How's everyone's
I see
chocolate?
your little
Hello,
cute-
hello.
Anyone's got a funny?
Hey, babes. Hey. Oh my god.
Oh
Long
yeah,
time no see.
officially welcome.
Good one right here.
You know what's crazy? Literally, welcome to the book club. We're all eating. We're also an eating club. We also talk about what we
The
eat.
mukbang.
It's a mukbang.
The mukbang.
You're stupid.
I'm curious to know,
random.
Jamie, I can't hear you, but that's just me.
You can't hear me?
I
Can you
cannot.
hear me?
I can
Wait,
hear
never
Jamie.
mind.
I can hear
My thing
her.
is just way too slow.
Oh no.
I can. It's just really slow.
What?
These cookies.
We're back.
Girl, those
Got it.
cookies, I was really thinking about them when I was
Loud and
freaking.
proud.
Those cookies, I was thinking about them when I was working. I was like, damn.
Y'all need to go to Crumble. It's so good.
It's so sweet though.
Really?
I love it.
Compared to
Kids
what's the other
treats?
what's the other chip treats? Yeah, it's not that sweet.
Oh wait, no. Maybe I'm thinking of Tiff Treats. I don't know. When I worked at
Never
the
had it.
coffee shop, a customer had gave us some cookies, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm eating straight up sugar."
Are crumbles the ones that are like huge?
Yeah, so the huge ones, and they're very expensive.
Mm-mm.
Girl.
Girl,
Right.
I'm used to my $1.50 cookies from Walmart.
Right.
Okay, so Cindy, before I rudely left the meeting,
Right.
you're saying
Oh,
what I was actually saying.
they be
last
hitting
meeting.
different, especially in that.
Hi, y'all delay
Yeah, so I was saying, how do you want to kind of do it? 'Cause- So it sounds like, I think we're all like in the chapter 20 realm, right? So I guess let's start off with Abby. I want to hear from you. What is what are a couple notes that you really are like, I want to discuss? And then we kind of like start there, and then you can basically what you do is like you start talking about what you want to discuss, and then you can just like pose a question to someone else, so everyone gets a chance to like speak their truth on this.
Okay. That was a lot with me right now, but I will do my best. I think do we think the video, like I'm wondering like what actually happened in the video that Graham and Cynthia are so concerned about, like why they feel like they have to tell the cops that they had that camera in the back. Like why do they feel like that's necessary, and what did they see? Like, because I'm wondering, like, did they just see him walking out with his baby, or like did they see the accomplice?
For sure. You know what? I mean,
or like the license plate, maybe, or like the car.
Like what I want to know, like what they saw.
But it was the
clearly important.
Backyard. I mean, would they have seen the license plate on the backyard?
I don't know.
But isn't it?
They're in New York.
Of course they would have. There's no way they would not have.
Yeah, I mean the houses
Yeah.
are set up like she was gonna say. The garage is in the back. Like it's not like ours. So,
But it's also New York. Do New York
true.
like, cars have back or front license plates? Because depending on how they came in, there might not have been a license plate to see.
Oh, it's a good point. I like assume they backed in, but they might not have.
I guess as far
But also like,
go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I just think it's weird that like one, if they saw that, why they didn't say anything? Because I thought that they were just, I thought they figured like, okay, well, we need to show the video to clear our names that like.
Well, they're
we
probably
weren't doing
ashamed,
anything.
right? And also, isn't it like illegal to film people without their consent? So
It
if they have that
is.
camera back there and she's fucking people back there who don't
Yeah.
know they're being videotaped,
Yeah.
and
I
they
mean,
are holding on to those videos, like they have all the videos,
That's true.
obviously.
But I'm thinking like filming people without their consent, finding a baby.
No,
I
agreed.
feel like that has
But they don't
like
fucking care about the baby.
But I
They
feel
don't
like
have-
that means it has to be something good on the video that they would even consider, like turning it in. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oops.
you know, at this point,
That's on
as
that.
far as we've all read, does Graham and Cynthia, I mean, are they still kind of like on the suspect list, like as far as involvement? Because
No.
as far as
No.
involvement, you know what I'm saying? So like,
It can't be though, because we all read through chapter 20, right?
No, at all. I stopped at literally the page. I think honestly though, what y'all guys are saying though, I think they might have accomplice, because in chapter 19 when they're talking about like when they thought they found Cora, and then Shotty opened up the crib, or not the crib, it was like a little basket or whatever, and she wasn't there, and he like started freaking out, and I was like, damn, he got double crossed, and I was like, damn, he really thought. I think at that moment in time I was like, how did they know? Like who's I really think Cynthia and Graham are right behind this. I really am.
But he
I
said it was
agree with
his
Talia.
guy, his coworker.
like
he said
listen,
it was
Yes.
his coworker.
Who's the random coworker? What's his name?
Bruce.
Bruce something.
Yes,
It
like
was
it's
such
just
a
a
random
random like
name.
name.
Like he said it's him. So like we know that it's Bruce, but it's probably not Bruce acting alone though, I think is what it's insinuating. But it's definitely Bruce. But he hasn't heard from Bruce. Yeah. I mean, it's like, what if something happened to Bruce?
Yeah.
And that's why
I
they got
just-
double crossed. Like, what if something happened to him? Because it's like making it seem like Bruce double crossed him. But what if someone double crossed
So,
both of them and like Bruce is
question.
dead?
How many of you guys think that this baby's dead?
I mean,
I definitely think Cora's dead.
I actually
Gone.
don't think that the baby is dead.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well,
For your case.
my thing is, because it's honestly, and like it's very genius of the kidnapper, which it's not really a kidnapper considering he was just doing his job. but for the, I guess, babysitter at the time, to take the baby and then kidnap the baby for more money.
More
Well,
But I
money?
also,
5 million
because-
is not enough.
Damn.
Man.
Bro,
Now when you can get
5
that
million
easy.
is to bail him out. He still
Not
needs
when they're
money to have
billionaires.
once he gets out.
The parents are millionaires. If they
No,
find
wait,
out what
The
Marco's been up to,
mom, by the way,
cut off.
Rich's little bitch ass.
Right, Alice is
Spring
a
butt.
Yeah.
The mom's got the
billionaire.
check.
Richard,
He said, I'm going with the big wallet. She said, actually, I'm the
I
one
know.
with the big-
actually,
with the little prick.
Reverse.
I concur.
I
But-
can-
I just kind of feel like it's just really fishy. It's like, how did you know that the money was in the trunk?
Yeah, because I was about to
Mm.
say that too.
Oh,
When
what?
Wait, how
Good
did you
point.
know?
because it's
when
gone.
he knocked him up against the head, he
Mhm.
said that the trunk was just open. And it's like, how did you know that the money was in there? Because honestly, the way that he crossed them is the same way that Marco could have crossed him. So it's like, how did you know that the money was going to be in the trunk?
Exactly.
But how long was Marco passed out?
Where else would the
Like,
money be?
He said it was for a few moments.
Yo, I
But
have
Like
he
a-
doesn't
He could have
remember.
looked in the
Right.
back seat. I mean, you know.
That's
He also
true.
said that he doesn't remember that it could have been longer than a few minutes.
They would have found the money. Like I don't feel like that really means anything, right? Because it's like you're supposed to bring the money because I had the baby, so it's gonna be in your car.
Yeah.
Right, but I still just find it really suspicious that he literally knocked him out before even making sure that the money was in the car. Like if it were me personally, I would have been like,
You would
Let
have
me see
knocked
the
him
money.
out. You would have killed the guy, and then what's coming out?
no, like,
Yeah.
Would make sure that the money's there, and then like
Yeah.
and then knock him out. Yeah, like I would have leveraged a little bit more other than just let me just knock you out and hope that the money is there. And now there's no money, there's no baby. Now what do we really do?
Right.
what if Richard, the dad, right, is like kind of double crossed him too, you know, like
I
Maybe he
thought
wants
about
his
that.
own money.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna get
Own
at.
money.
and he knew because like obviously he probably told him where the money was going to be, so he got there, maybe had his own guy go out there and knock Marco's ass out. And then, but I honestly missed the part where Marco got knocked out. And I'm reading the audible, but I'm missing some parts here.
yeah, girl, you're
I thought he
missing
said
the
like
part.
he felt a
Yeah.
sharp pain on his head and he fell down. So it was
He
kind of
was
like
when he was in the parking lot or the garage or whatever, and he parked his car and he got out and there was another car and he checked the seat or whatever and it was empty and he like looked around and then the baby carrier was on the other end and he ran over to the baby carrier, but then Cora wasn't there and he heard a sound and then he stood up and but like before he could turn around, someone like hit him in the head and he like passed out.
Could you imagine like the feeling of like opening it up and like the baby's not there? Like, could you imagine that?
That must have been so.
I would die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like, what?
What sick
Kill
man would
myself?
give
Well,
his
he
baby
deserves
away?
it. He deserves it because the first time when they didn't find the baby, he knew or he thought he knew where the baby was. So this time he's getting
Yeah.
And bamboozled.
Come back.
Glad that you brought that up because
Karma.
yeah, because he really is so freaking dumb. And I was like, you know what's crazy? Because I had a feeling he was in this the entire time from the first, like, because he was acting all calm, cool, collected while Anne was like going crazy. And I'm like, I don't understand why this character is very calm. And then it like subtly, like I think it was chapter 15 where he's like at the pond or like the lake and he's just like, you know, remembering
Like,
like,
go here to calm
this
down.
is the plan. Yeah, this is the plan. We need to do
Dude,
this.
I was like,
And I was
I
like,
thought I missed
ah.
something. I was like, did I just miss like them introducing like the
No, they
person?
just
I was like, what the fuck?
dropped it.
Y'all,
Literally.
am I the only one though, when they went to talk to Anne's friend about Anne's psychotic breakdown at school? I was like, this bitch did it. Literally, I was saying,
Because wait,
was-
because can we
it was
discuss that? Because can we discuss that?
You wouldn't have done that?
Her serious psychosis is not stable.
oh, and she goes, what happened? I'm like, bitch, what happened? You put a
mean, what happened?
picture.
I think they're gonna uncover more with her psychiatrist whenever her psychiatrist gets back.
Yes.
Even though she
Still
can't
so
tell
much.
her
Like
dirty
even though we figured out
secrets.
who's done it, it's like we still have so much left in the book. I'm like, what else could you guys be possibly?
That
talking
is what I'm wondering. What else could we talk about? Because clearly Marco ain't shit. Anna is going to psychosis left,
but
right.
trick some bitches.
Marco sucks. He's so mean.
He's the worst.
But can we talk about that? He really like. I just cannot get over the fact that he gave his child to. Like, what sane person would just be like, "Oh, my company is just, it's a
It's
little
not, I guess.
bankrupt right now.
Yeah.
Let me just give my baby away."
But
You know what?
He
We should have
he
figured
thought
out that it was him because it wasn't he the one that said we have to increase the ransom.
Girl, I remember I told you guys.
That's when, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, he said what?
He was the one that told them to increase it from 307,000 to
3
Oh
million.
yeah.
3 million.
Well,
Yeah,
he
that was
named
like,
it. So he was like, they said they didn't say how much debt he was in yet, but like they said that his work or his business was in debt, right? But yeah, they were like, how, like, I remember thinking that too. I was like, this guy is sus, because he said that he was like, how much should it be? And he was like, like 2 or 3 million. I was like, that is a very specific amount.
Okay.
And then later on, it's like he's in $2 million of debt or whatever for his business. I was like,
Yeah.
Wait, I missed that. He's $2 million in debt from his
yeah.
business.
And so,
Oh, I'm
and then like
tripping.
Because they
5
went through
million,
his computers.
yeah. And how
Oh,
they
that's
ended up
right. You're
doing
right.
the
You're right.
$5
You're right.
million
Okay.
or whatever. It makes sense because then when he was talking through it, like when he like basically is like, yeah, I did it or whatever, like in his thoughts, he's like thinking through how like he needs like 2.5 million to like get his business back on track, but then like his coworker that was in on it will get his cut, like he's paying him 2.5, so he like made it 5 million so that like he could take care of all of it.
So I don't get it. He's gonna start his business off with $500,000 because it's like you're splitting 2 million or 5 million.
Splitting 5 million is going to be 2.5
2.5. What?
$2.5 million.
But
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
2
confused
million-
because even
Am I not sticking that right?
You're not.
The math is not mathing.
5. What is 5? Like 5 divided by 2.
2.5.
I know 2.5
2.5 million
I
is
know,
how
but
much
you
each
have
of them
that
are left
too.
with.
You
Bro,
have
you're
that
funny.
2 million, but it's like
We're
the
talking
2,500,000.
Yeah.
So he pays off his debt with 2 million. He's gonna have 500,000 left for the company. What's that gonna do for him?
No, the 2 million
Wait, no,
It's
the
a
company
cushion.
is the debt.
is the debt. He
Like he's paying off his debt and it'll
Yeah.
be gone. He won't have debt anymore
Wait.
and he'll have a cushion.
So I don't know if they specifically said it. Maybe I missed it. Do we think that Marco doesn't know about the incident in high school with Anne?
Yeah. I don't think that he knows that
He
she
doesn't?
had-
Okay.
But don't we
'Cause
think
I
it
was like-
more than one issue?
She?
Genuinely speaking,
Carly-
I just know she has anger issues. We know that
Well,
she's
she's something.
Well, she was. I
Yeah.
think it's like when she's pushed, then she gets to a really bad state. Maybe that's it. Like she'll
remember
get
the
pushed to
mirror
where she just.
punching shit.
Remember what her
Yeah.
mom said?
Well, no,
Her-
because her
on
mom
the
was
phone?
like, maybe we shouldn't have hid it from the father.
Your
That was
dad.
like,
Father.
What do you
Hey,
think?
what?
Yes.
Wait,
Wait,
what do you think she would have
Wait,
said?
wait,
Like,
wait.
what do you think it was?
Wait.
Oh.
Say that again.
Rewind.
No, on the phone, her mom was saying like she was talking to her mom, and this was like when Marco was asleep, and her mom called, and they had said that your phones are gonna be like tapped or whatever, so we can hear all the conversations just in
And
case
she
the
hung
person
up.
calls. Right. So the mom starts talking, and then she's like, maybe we shouldn't have kept things from your father. And then
That
she
you
goes, I
did
gotta
when
go.
you were younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She goes, I gotta go, and she just hung up the phone.
She's like,
And we're like, what?
Oh, T. I think I remember that. It was very vague, actually. I didn't process
it was a
that
quick
very.
moment.
On right.
Yeah. Foreshadowing. It was like, what?
But it doesn't seem like Anne has to do with it. Why are they bringing these things up? If not?
Right. Exactly.
Is it gonna turn our heads, or is it actual evidence that we can like add to the story?
I think she killed her baby.
But at the same time, wow.
But no, because of Marcos's thoughts.
I feel like these internal monologue are supposed to throw us off. I feel like we did have these internal monologue thoughts of Marco in the beginning, right? We're like, oh, he didn't do it. He doesn't look innocent. And then they tell us like what he's actually thinking. So I
That's
don't
true.
know, So
I have a
Look.
thought.
It says in the back, it says Anne and Marco both soon discover that the other is keeping secrets they've kept for years. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that it's one of those, Cora, he did the thing for Cora, but she also did some fucked up shit to where, whatever the fuck. I think that she has something to do with it as well, but Marco's the one that's going to be the one that gets, I don't know, in trouble for it.
You know, we still haven't. I want to hear what y'all think about this. They haven't brought this up in a while. The onesie being tucked under the changing table. Like they just said that and then never touched on it again.
Yeah.
And it was like,
because they were just kind of like,
why was it under? And she forgot, and she's changing her story. And I was like, wait, what is happening there? They like keep
just like on the floor,
and that's it.
Yeah, but
wait,
like tucked
was
under,
that-
it's like specific, you know, like it's not like
It was like hidden.
through it. Yeah.
But then he said, he was like, there was multiple times where the detective was like in his head or was like out loud saying like, I don't know how they missed that. Someone fucking put it back.
Yeah.
What if someone put it back?
Well, was that before? Did she change him before or after Marco?
Before,
because Marco was
the last one with her.
Maybe I'm tripping.
So Marco could have could have changed her. She
Well, no,
obviously
because-
changed
no,
her, put her in the
because,
dirty clothes
Anne-
hamper.
Well, I guess he could have, but Anne did say she changed her because she was like,
Right.
she got sick.
And knew
Right.
she was wearing that green onesie with the
onesie.
frog or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, now that we know like Marco, you know, if you guys haven't read through it, but like Marco has a lot to do with this. Wouldn't Cynthia have kind of seen that he left and then a car drove by? Why wouldn't she have?
I think that's what they saw, but they don't want to say anything because then it's like
Incriminating,
yeah.
self-incriminating.
Because I mean, we're chapter 20 and there's 16 more chapters. I can't imagine how
And
long.
Like, what?
They did say that like, oh, when they went to go see us in the beginning, we didn't say anything. And now it'd be weird to say, oh yeah, we forgot there's a camera. Like that would look really bad on them.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Like the night of.
I think it might be at this point, like, is Cora dead or alive? I think that's really the next part of this. And like, what will Anne think about her trifling ass Marco?
and like who all pretty much had a role to play in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that she felt sorry for him towards the end of chapter 19, where she's like, oh, his like skinny little body helping me to the police station so I can help him on his alibi. I was like, girl, your husband is a dirty pig. A dirty pig. Hell no. You gonna hate him. You gonna hate him now. You're right.
Yeah. It was like, I'll never forgive him and Cynthia. It's like, okay, well.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure out as to why she hasn't caught on to him. Like even him saying like they're gonna try to pin us against each other, like say bad things about me. It's like, well, are they true, bitch?
Right.
If I was like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's actually, can you imagine getting to that state of mind where you're literally selling your child for whatever the hell, like you love your child so much, but your business, you could just file for bankruptcy. Why did you have to give up your child?
Right.
Right.
I'm just reading my notes. I'm gonna have to send y'all a screenshot of my notes because I'm just looking back at like what it was that I was thinking. And like there was something in chapter 6 where Marco was setting things together, because I put that in there and there were 3 question marks. But I do want to talk about the babysitter.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Oh my God.
Because in the thing he was saying how he didn't know what was gonna happen if the babysitter, what's her name, Katharina?
Right.
Something like that.
Oh, Kat was there. I find it really weird.
The worst babysitter in the world, actually.
Well, no,
Yeah,
he
she's
mentioned
like-
that because like she fell asleep with headphones in, that like it wouldn't be that big of an issue if she did come. You know?
Yeah, but like how did he know she was going to that time? And like, I mean,
Because they
I
said
don't know, it feels
he did every
risky.
time. They said every time they came home, they had to wake her up. So he like knew it was guaranteed that she was gonna be asleep, like always.
Yeah. And he mentioned that if she did wake up and he was holding Cora, then he would just say, oh, we're taking her to the neighbor's house, and he was gonna bail on the plan.
Yeah. And he was
Yeah.
like, basically, it would be good for her to be there because it won't make us look bad because the baby's not alone.
Yeah.
That
But
did
then
throw
Do
me
y'all
off at the
think that
beginning.
Marco's gonna crack?
They would place blame on the babysitter instead of Marcos and Anne.
I think Marco's gonna crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy. He's definitely going to.
I don't think he's gonna crack.
No.
At this point, he's
Yeah.
dying with a lie.
No, I
Yeah.
wanted to
Didn't he
pose a
almost crack
question.
though? Or like
That's what I was
he
thinking.
just
Like he's
been-
been like caving heavy.
Well, then it was like survival mode kicked in or some shit. I was like,
He's weak. He's weak. I think he's gonna crack.
He's
I mean, he
Yeah.
gave away his baby. I mean,
it's all his, literally all his fault. Literally all of it.
Yeah,
Everyone made bad decisions, but it's all his fault.
all his fault for sure.
Would
I'm
not
actually leaving it. I'm gonna leave it open to interpretation that maybe Anne has like everything to do with it somewhere somehow. Just because I don't know, like I just
It would be a fun
responsibility for her.
twist.
it would be fun.
Well,
Like,
I feel like because we're only seeing Marco's perspective, like I know that he said Anne doesn't know anything about it, this, that, and the other. But he also did mention how Anne was going to inherit the money regardless. So part of me kind of feels like Anne probably like hinted at this. I don't know if y'all remember. It was in chapter 18, and he was like,
I remember.
I just assumed that everything was going to be fine. Anne's going to inherit the money regardless, yada yada yada. And like that little line there kind of made it really suspicious because part of me I'm just like,
Are y'all planning to
And-
kill your kids? Your parents?
Right.
like Anne literally, like, she's a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't work, she doesn't do anything. There's no way that she doesn't know that shit is going on.
Right.
What if she never mind.
What?
But I do want to
What?
ask all
Say it.
about Rasbach.
Abby.
What if she has like I'm forgetting the name right now.
Multiple
personality?
personality.
Like Jekyll Hyde personality.
Maybe, but what if she has short-term memory loss? Like what is it called?
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
51st dates?
Amnesia. Like what if she has something
Amnesia.
like amnesia because like how they kind of presented when she was younger? Like what if like she did something and she forgot and Marcos is like trying to take care of it?
Oh, I don't
Like
necessarily.
you.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know. Like, I think amnesia is like,
Anything,
when-
not necessarily just amnesia, but like any of them, like the brain diseases that makes you forget things like short term. There's so many. Like she could just have, she
Well-
could literally have a tumor right here that just makes her forget things every so often.
I watched enough
James
of like
Bond
murder
is
stuff
pretty
to
good.
know that there are times where people just go into a state of like
Psychosis.
dissociation. Yeah, and like they dissociate and they come back and they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
like what happened. So
Like her past.
She said,
with the girl.
as she said in the past.
Yeah.
Well, I would think that if it is anything mental illness related, I can't help but like draw a connection to like somebody like a Brian Laundrie who, in a fit of rage, I'm assuming, went and did that, and now he's trying to plead whatever it is that he didn't do anything and run away or whatever. Any kind of case like that, you saw with when she was a kid that she took getting bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied, and then all of a sudden, one day in a bathroom, freaking rages out and then is like, oh, what happened? Doesn't remember. But we also know that Marco and Cynthia weren't really hiding nothing in that backyard whenever she was trying to get what, and she was just sitting in the dining room watching it. Like she could have easily seen it, forgot,
yeah.
and then went and did that, and then that's a fit of rage and she's forgetting that she did anything with the baby. That would explain why there's that little onesie underneath, and like you said, that's probably him
And that she
picking it
was
up.
crying when she got back.
She
Yes.
does that.
She broke the
Exactly.
mirror. She broke the mirror. The mirror.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
like,
she seems to have an
Exactly.
idea of why she was crying. She was like, I was crying because I just was watching Cynthia flirt with
Not
my
if Marco
hours and
told
feel
her
shit
what
about
why
myself.
she was crying. Like what if she was like, I can't remember what happened. He's like, oh, you were crying because you saw us flirting, and then like the baby was
That's
gone, so that's why you broke the
true.
mirror. And so she's
Wonderful.
remembering stuff that's not even true.
Mm.
She might be
I
on
feel
the-
like-
She couldn't
might be on
remember
the-
what Cora was wearing because she blacked out.
right.
Exactly. I think she
But
blacks
I
out in
also
rage.
feel like we're gonna get to the end of the book and we're gonna find out that they both,
We're completely
all
wrong.
of them, Cynthia, Graham,
Yep.
I feel like they're all gonna have some type of thing to do it because they've had enough time to create
Mhm.
this scheme.
You know what?
Like
Yeah.
in chapter 13, or no, it was
Verse.
Right.
okay. No, y'all, like I literally like I have notes.
Oh my All I
Y'all,
got
like
like
I
little
was
stickies.
sobbing. Literally, I was like, I'm gonna take each letter of the chapter, like the first letter, and see if it spells out what actually happened. It didn't. But
I'm good.
Points
in
for-
chapter 13, he was like, he winked. Like when he came back, he had winked at Cynthia, and I was like, why is this married fuckface of a father winking? And then that is when we find out that they kissed, but it was more than just a kiss. Cynthia was trying to get the hanky panky on with him. I feel like this is all just alleged scheme. Like, I feel like they all knew, and like just to paint the picture. Cynthia's over here saying, well, I didn't know that they were gonna leave the baby. Like, they came over, I'm not a mom. Yeah, but everybody has maternal instincts.
Right.
So it's like, if
You
someone
think
comes
Anne's
over
not
with the
part
damn,
of it and like everyone else is that what you're saying?
no, I think Anne's ass is a part of it. She probably killed the baby.
I know.
Wait, I thought you thought the baby was alive.
I do think the baby is alive, but like,
Wait,
I think the baby was alive before
the ransom
and when,
exchange.
yeah.
Yeah, like why
Well,
wouldn't they? I'm not understanding why they didn't give her back. She's a baby. It's not like they're gonna like if they were worried about fingerprints or leaving a trace, why the fuck would they have left like her blanket and her carrier? Like, why would they not have given her back? Like, she's a baby. It's not like she knows their faces or was like could recall where she was. I don't understand.
They want more money.
I thought it was so funny when they finally called Raj back after like the whole like whatever, and he goes, "Why wasn't I informed about this?" I would have been like, "Y'all, I'm not doing your case anymore. You guys are annoying. Help
But
me
wait.
out." And because of that, I'm out.
I don't like that we don't have any type of background on Raspak.
No.
And
I
a
feel like
lot
they're
of the
gonna give
things
us
that I
some.
Really blue eyes. I like that about him.
You said you got blue eyes. I did not know
Love
that.
a blue-eyed person with attitude.
I find like in a lot of the things, like there was this one game that I played and it was like the guy who like we knew the least about actually ended up being the one that was the most involved. And I find it just very interesting about Raspak.
Like
Like
this
we know
Barry guy?
absolutely nothing about him.
Well, we know less about the other guy.
Bruce, you mean?
Cora.
No, what
We know nothing about
Raspak has
Jennings,
a
and
partner.
Jennings barely talks.
Jennings.
Hmm?
Yes.
Jennings?
I don't feel like
Who's
they have anything to
Jennings?
do with this.
Like
though.
the
Good
assistant,
question.
That's the
assistant detective.
yeah, the detective, the
Oh,
assistant.
the other detective.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so do we think there's definitely there's two accomplices at least, right? Because unless the baby's dead, because like if the baby's alive, then I feel like there had to be someone else watching the baby whenever they like hit Marco and got the money, unless the baby's already
babysitter.
dead.
I think it's the babysitter. If that's the case, if the baby's
Oh.
dead, it was
No,
Cynthia.
the babysitter has the
Oh.
IQ of a McChicken. That bitch is not. That bitch is not
It's like, that's not
doing
it.
anything.
No.
Try again.
It could be because y'all, like, if she well, because the family was also disappointed. If we remember, like back in the other like chapter, I don't know which one, but when Rasbach went to the babysitter's house and the whole family's like mourning because like the mom was like the grandma passed away, and they were like kind of like they're mad that they left the baby alone. They're just like, yeah, like
No, they said
weird
it's
that
not our business. Like she's like, they did what they did even after my kid didn't show up. We had nothing to do with that.
OT. Okay, well, that ends my suspicion.
I think her part in it is important because they note how either way it was going to happen.
Right.
Whether she was there or not. Like either way, it was people that they knew that were involved. I think that's like what the babysitter's part confirms. But like, I personally don't think at this point, I don't think has any other.
She's a young girl. Yeah, I don't think she's like just a.
Because her grandma legit died. They're not faking that.
Right, unless Marco went over there.
He was like,
yeah, like then come on, you're starting to show a rap sheet. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird that the grandma did die the same day.
That's what I thought was weird too. I was
Yeah.
like, really? That's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, I can't with that background, bro.
And
I can't
literally,
stop staring
guys,
at it.
I literally died at how Roshback was describing the babysitter and what she looked like when she was in between her aunts and with like a bowl of brownies. And I was just like, okay, we get it. She's fat. Like,
But even when he described Cynthia, because that's also on my notes, and I'm just like, They
Yes, I
all
have that.
described Cynthia so well.
And even the other girl, like her nemesis, her high school
Cindy, your
nemesis.
background. I can't.
Yeah.
There she is.
I need a face for name. At this point, this is Cora's. What she looks
Cora's
like.
eyes.
Oh,
Goddamn
Cora.
close together.
Cora looks really weird, like an alien kind of.
Literally, that's what I'm saying, Bev. That'd be scary.
They're like,
There were worse pictures. This is the best one I can find.
But anyways,
Yeah. Okay. So, what do we think? Like so far, like with everything going on, let's start with Meryl. Who do you think is the like actually like strongly? I would say maybe 90% has involvement outside of who really know Marco's buddy is. Like, who do you think of the family might be involved, or maybe outside like family members? For sure.
That's the thing though. I don't think the parents are involved at all, because who would actually want to give their $5 million away? That. And then I don't think like it's, I want to believe Anne has something to do with it, but the way she's acting is just, I don't know, like just like always crying about what's going on and just very weak. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think she has anything to do with it, but also she could just be a really fucking great liar. So
and she could be in psychosis or whatever, where she doesn't remember because she snapped herself out of it to not
she's
remember.
disassociating herself.
And we've seen a lot of movies like that, like where people snap, they're just like, oh, you don't remember that you like killed that person? Like, no, definitely not. You know, like she could definitely be someone like that.
Charlie, who do you suspect other than Marco has some involvement?
I don't have any basis for this at all, but the stepdad sketches me out, and I think the only reason is because he's like acts like it's his money when it's not his money, it's like his wife's money. You know how he's a prick, and I think that's the only reason I like get a bad vibe from him, and I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna come up.
I want it to be him.
You and me have literally the same mindset. I keep looking at Richard like you're.
Because I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I don't know why Richard didn't get upset though. Like when he kept like Marco called, like, did you call the cops? I'd be like,
right. Because
Go.
I was about to like why I oughta, punch him through the phone. Because like why would you do
Not
that?
Wayata.
Literally, because of that, sorry, you don't get my motherfucking child. I swear to God,
My
that's
motherfucking
like,
grandchild.
Well, because I was thinking
My motherfucking child.
the same way that Marco is doing this for money, so could Richard.
Listen,
Awesome.
listen.
What does
Got
Richard
motive
get out of this?
for-
What if he
Because-
what if he like lost his wife's money and is now well, that's actually not a good theory because they gave the
No,
5
it
million.
is. I think
But like
million.
maybe the bulk
Well,
of the money.
That's
Like,
what
if
I'm
they have-
saying is because when he was like, well, let's just bump it up to 5 million. And Richard was like, well, it's gonna we're gonna have to move this money around. It's gonna take a lot of things to do. Fucker, I work in finance. It's not gonna take that goddamn long.
If they're invested.
Yeah.
But he did say he wanted his lawyers to be involved.
But
Only
he
takes
said
about
that
2
he
to
needs
3
to.
days for liquidation.
say, I was gonna say,
But it didn't take 2 to 3 days for liquidation because they were there like literally in 2 days.
I think millions of dollars would probably take longer usually than a couple of days to get liquidation. When my debit card got stolen and I had to get a new one, Chase wouldn't let me get more than $100 goddamn in
It
cash.
depends on what type of account.
girl.
It depends on the capital gains.
Damn.
Okay, I have a question for Mo though. When you got to chapter 20, who did you suspect? Because obviously you knew Marco had involvement. Did you have any idea, like, without obviously spoiling anything, who did you have an idea that might also be an accomplice?
I thought it was Anne because like they talk so much about her like postpartum depression, and I know like
Mhm.
we talk about it so much, so it's like, okay, why are you talking about this if it doesn't mean like maybe she did something?
Right.
So
True.
I really thought it was Anne. Like I thought she maybe just did it on accident, and then like Marco was trying to cover it up for her. Because I was like, why do they keep bringing this up? Like, why do they keep bringing up talking to her therapist when the therapist gets back? Like, if Anne's not involved at all.
I really want that therapist to come back. Like, I feel like she got so much tea.
Do we think the therapist will come back?
What'd you say?
I think so.
We can't say.
Do we think?
I think so.
she can't say to like the police, but like we'll probably
She
read
can't
her
say to
thoughts.
anyone. She
So
legally can't say to anyone, or she would lose her career
It's just
forever.
sus that the therapist is gone the whole time. Like,
Right.
it's weird.
That's what I was gonna
It's
say.
weird.
That is a little
What if
weird
she's
too.
involved?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What if she
dang,
was
that
worried
makes
about
so
the
much
baby?
sense.
What if she
Yes.
was worried about the baby, and so she set something up to get the baby out of that situation and like left the country for an alibi?
or
Well,
she
just
said
call the
something and then
cops.
they killed her.
What? Yeah. What if
Like,
the
damn,
Well, yeah, guys,
involved?
I
Because
do.
the 5
Yes, there was
second
a.
is
I
Not
agree.
death.
I agree because there was a part in the book. There was definitely a part in the book whenever I don't remember if she said something like, "I want to go see Doctor, blah 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 blah," and she goes, "Oh, he's out of town." And Mark goes, "Oh right, I do remember you telling me that." And I'm like, "Okay."
Oh yeah.
I was
I
like, "Why
remember
is he
that.
saying I do remember you telling me that?" I'm like, so
Cindy,
I'm
will
like,
you stop.
Literally.
Stupid.
I need you to pick one and stick with it.
It's my ADD. I just need to like have
The topic
This is
changing,
your things are
background.
changing faster than our damn theories.
Right.
anytime, the story takes a shift, I change the picture.
So honestly though, the therapist could have something to do with it because throughout the entire story, we're realizing everything's happening and we're getting different views from like the main characters. But then we get little bits and pieces of the therapist. And every time you go to a therapist, you tell them everything. She obviously knew she was pregnant. She obviously knew she was depressed. Therapist
But
definitely
therapists
could
can
be like
5150 you. I guess there's a term or whatever. You
Yeah,
tell
they
them, like, I'm gonna kill myself, you're getting locked up, or like they're gonna
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
They should be.
Getting the Cinderella
Authority.
sock.
Only if you're going to endanger yourself or others are they allowed to say something.
Mhm.
And it better hold up if they say something. Otherwise, they will lose their career. So they can only say something if they think that their client is going to harm
I will
themselves.
sting
or
like a
someone
canary.
else.
I think she has the kid because it just makes more sense because like the way that Abby was saying, like if it was something dangerous and she was going to kill herself, then she would have to tell the police, but she's out of town, but she's been out of town ever since this entire fiasco even started.
convenient.
So yeah, conveniently. So I'm just like,
Because I
it'd
thought
be convenient if the therapist took the child, Marco gave her the child, whatever, and then, but
his mindset said the other person. Abby, you
Wait,
had
that's a good point though. Because what if the therapist is like one of those people who like to like steal babies, like because they like want a baby, and so she like makes up a thing and says, Marco, like your baby's in danger, like let's do an intervention, but then she's really taking the baby for herself.
Oh my
Abby,
God,
Abby, does Abby want to say something?
What if I'm sorry, what if that's why Bruce hasn't contacted Marcos at all, because like Dr. Lumsden took care of Bruce and they intercepted Cora. What if Bruce never got Cora?
Oh,
What if
think
they
it's, like,
never got
so
Cora?
weird.
And
But I
like-
feel like he would have
got
Well,
he would have
got
seen
Cora the
Bruce when he
entire time.
handed Cora.
right, because they did the handoff.
Yeah.
that's true, but like on the way, like when he was leaving, like she was probably like going, wait, I don't know.
No
At
one
some
saw another
point,
car.
But
the therapist could have followed and like when he like stopped.
or maybe at the
Coulda.
switch, maybe when he was supposed to bring the money and he was bringing the baby, what if Dr. Lumsden or someone else was there and intercepted?
How would
Yeah.
she have known
This
though?
actually like was gonna.
How does
call-
anyone know? They just keep switching it. We don't know, but they
Yeah.
could.
I still kind of feel like the parents
Oh.
are really sus.
What if like Graham and Cynthia, we already know they have like their like secret camera. What if they like went a step further and like put cameras into, this is a stretch, but like put cameras or something into like Anna and Marco's house, and then they knew, and they're the ones who took the money because they knew that the money was going to be there at that certain time. You know what I mean?
That would
Although
make
I don't
sense.
know, like they probably have money too, though, right? If they live in that house.
They have to have a little.
Right.
Have to.
I do
Yeah,
think
because
that,
what's her
though,
name is I'm sorry, Anne, or not Anne, Cynthia. She's a painter, right? Because I
A
remember when they were
photographer.
talking about photographer. She's a good photographer and all this other stuff. Something about them too, like, are really fishy to me, but I still tie it back to Richard and Alice. Something, because they do not like Marco.
I don't think Alice cares too much, like doesn't like Marco. I think it's Richard's little weak ass.
Yes.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
weak ass.
Which is weird because Rich is the one that married into the fucking well.
Because he
So-
sees himself in Marco, he's projecting.
Yeah.
Settle.
Mhm.
Mhm.
When did they say again? Someone remind me when Richard married into the family? How old
I
was
think it
Anne?
was when Anne was a kid.
Okay, because like she calls them like you don't once in the whole book like read stepdad or like anything like
Don't.
that. Like they say father.
That's
Yeah.
why I was
Yeah.
confused when she said maybe we should have told your father more. I was like,
And I'm like, which one?
what I mean, why wasn't he there to see like some things that you guys, you weren't, that you guys are hiding? Like I was just confused. It's like, what are we missing?
Right. Like which father are you talking about? Are you talking about the step one or the real one? Because that would make sense as to why she has these like little episodes, because it could be genetic. I don't know.
Ooh. And like
What if her real father was the one that took the baby?
What if her
Oh.
real father's the one that made her this way?
at this
But I feel like we still have like you said, 16 more chapters, I think, to read.
Jeez.
And we've learned so much within the 20 chapters.
But no, nothing.
I think come like chapter 24, 25 is when we're really going to figure out who is in it. And then the rest is just going to be the unfolding of everything.
I won't even lie to you and say that I could actually read a story about Cynthia's life from Genesis to now and be fucking entertained because that bitch is crazy. Like,
Cynthia?
yeah, her
Cynthia?
story alone is, every time they mention her background or whatever, I'm actually so interested because I'm just like, bitch, you're
Did
Are
they
we
crazy.
talking
mention
about
Cynthia's
Anne?
background?
No, I'm sorry, not Cynthia. Anne, I'm
Girl,
sorry.
Anne.
Anne.
I
I'm
was so
thinking-
confused.
Sorry, I'm thinking, yeah, Anne. I could literally read her story because I'm just like, you're crazy, but you're normal, but you're crazy. So I don't know. And he was like, we're gonna question all of your friends, anyone that's ever known you. We're gonna probably find out like way more about, like,
T.
yeah. So I'm excited to find out about that.
My Mac is about to die, just so you guys know. So I might.
We've got 5 minutes.
know.
I think. Should we say that, like, maybe finish the book at this point? Since we're
Oh, 16 chapters?
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too much?
By the
No,
end
no.
of,
DOD.
Let's see.
she said today. In the month.
So we're meeting tomorrow.
Yo,
have
got
it
5
done.
hours.
Why don't you do 2 weeks again? Wasn't the last meeting 2 weeks ago?
So by
Yes.
December 10th, we should finish the book.
December 14th is 2 weeks, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 14th.
December 14th.
And then should we start thinking about what next book we should read?
Yeah.
Like have some of our
Period.
I would
Period.
say on
Start-
December 14th, we can like wrap up the storyline, talk about what we need to talk about, and then the rest of that portion we can start discussing like a book that we think we want to,
Everyone come up with your suggestions, like your list of books, and we could talk
Can we
about it
do
then.
that sooner though?
I
Because
think we
don't
should
know how to
do
order it and have time to get it.
No, I wouldn't say like we're gonna like. I would say we're gonna talk about it, and then y'all, we can give each other like 2 weeks to actually get the book.
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna immediately start the next Zoom whatever for the next book because there's also like the holidays and stuff. I'm not
You're right.
anticipating you
Mhm.
guys being
And there's
available.
also, yeah, exactly. There's obviously,
Christmas, New Year's.
So I would say we could discuss maybe, hey, we kind of want to do this book and then give everyone like 2.5 weeks to get the book, settle in.
digest.
Maybe January we can start the next book.
I also would like to say, like, for the next book, and like when we're doing the suggestions, instead of having like book, just like all types of genres, maybe we can do a genre per thing. Like, okay, for this one, let's all pick a book from this genre.
Mhm.
And then the best
I
book
like
that
that.
we all agree on.
Sex.
That way we can kind of like,
X.
I felt that because I think that's much easier because when we originally did that, I was just like, this is a lot of different options and I don't know what to do right
That's what
now.
happens when you have a Libra in the group. Balance.
Yeah. My chart is like Gemini and Libra, so it's just like
Oh my. Oh my, indeed.
Okay, so then we'll reconvene on the 14th of December
Period.
to wrap up the book. By that time, y'all should already know who done it. And the password might be the name of the person.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So wait,
Or the
because I want to know before we all leave. I know we only have like 2 minutes, but real quick, could we just go down the line and say who we think the accomplice is? That way, when it gets to it, I have a mental note of like who was right.
Okay.
So we'll start with Cindy, since you're the first one that I see.
Richard.
Richard, Beverly.
I think Annie.
Okay. Abby.
The doctor
Ooh.
somehow.
Yes. Yes.
Meryl.
I definitely think it's Anne.
Okay. Charlie.
Richard.
Richard. Okay. Mo. At this point in time, you thought
I
Anne
thought it
did
was Anne.
right?
I thought it was
Anne.
Anne. Yeah.
Jamie.
I think it's Anne, but unconsciously. So AK helped by Marco. So Anne and Marco together as an accomplice.
Okay.
Talia.
I think it's the doctor and Marco.
Interesting.
Honor, who'd you say you think it is?
I
Right.
still feel like it's all 4 of them. I feel like they all had a piece in it.
Okay.
The couple
Cool.
next door is definitely Anna and Marco at this
Yeah.
point.
You're right.
That is
Somehow.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Till
Yeah.
next time. Well, have a good one. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye,
Is
guys.
it Tuesday?
Yes.
Oh, let me get my nipples pierced.
I'll send you guys a recording if you want to hear yourselves again and you're narcissistic. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Make sure to tune into Okay, but wait, because we do have a special guest.
Okay, I can't.
Definitely.
Bye.